The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special night here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as the Care4Kids 200, benefiting Ellie's Place and Zoey's Place Child Advocacy Center. I am your host for all of tonight's racing action. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus, and I will be here all night long calling this outstanding race as only I can. I lost where I was going with that. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me here tonight. I hope y'all are as excited as I am to have this great race for a good cause here tonight. But in the booth with me are two very special people, two people who helped put it together and slap this all in place and raise some money as well. And those two, not only are they drivers, but people who put this together. That is none other than Brandon Mefford and Doug Wysocki. And let's kick it off by talking with Brandon Mefford. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, KR. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm excited about this race and calling it. And man, there's so much going on right now that as things were coming in, I couldn't even keep track of it, but somehow you did. So this Care4Kids 200, what are we out here for here tonight?
Well, we're here for a race to benefit two great organizations, Ellie's Place and Zoey's Place. We kind of threw an event together, got a lot of people to help us. But right quick, Zoey's Place is a child advocacy center here in Greenfield, Indiana. They were put together to help kids in need who are going through a rough time with their parents or things in school or whatever that may be. So it's just a great place. Tomorrow they're trying to raise money to get a grant, so decided to throw a double out here and have a benefit or a charity for these two events to get them some money and help them out. So here we are. I'm excited. Got a great group of drivers. A lot of people came on board. KR, yourself, Spartan Transport. They're going to cover the purse tonight. Sim Speed Shop. They've donated a wheel and some money for some guys to run their paint scheme tonight. You'll see a lot of cars with Sim Speed Shop on there. So he's donating money for every car that's got that. Three Little Monkeys. It's a second chance clothing store for kids. They're going to donate 2 wraps from Elite Performance Industries to give to the Fast Qualifier and the Hard Charger. So got a couple guys going to be coming from the front and one starting in the front. We got Proto Simtech donating $15 for a car sponsorship. The pit stall donated a couple shirts. We've got AMA, Coast and Peak, Sim Racing Waffle Page donated $60. They ran a waffle for us, thanks to them. And KR has donated his time and his efforts. Thank you, KR, very much. And then we got my brother Chris, Tyler Hilton, Doug, and myself. We all just got together a few weeks ago, put this together, and we've raised almost $1,000, which is amazing. I can't believe that, KR. It's blown up the way it has.
Well, $1,000 is nothing to sneeze at here for hosting what some people would call a cartoon race. But you know, I race in real life. I race on iRacing, and a lot of it's still the same. And so generating $1,000 here before the broadcast even starts is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, Katie, it's really awesome. And for the fans out there watching, if you'd like to donate, please donate to @Brandon Mefford on PayPal. I'm sure KR's got the links in the chat. Please follow that. Any donations will be 100% split down the middle between Ellie's Place and Zoey's Place, and we'd really, really appreciate it.
Well, it is down in the broadcast description down below your viewing eye hole surface. So please make sure you check that out and throw some money at it, because it is going to be a good cause. And so, Brandon, you know, we do have some awards for some of these drivers, and not only that, but just some great stuff coming around all night long. But more importantly, how are you going to do in this race here tonight?
Well, I might have messed up, KR. I went out and got what I thought was some of the best racers that I run with. A lot of them jumped on board, so I probably don't stand a chance. Let's be honest.
That's all right. At least you're going to have fun here tonight, and knowing you're doing a good thing, raising some money for Zoey's Place and also Ellie's Place.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all what it's all about for me tonight, is raising some cash. Going to make a great donation to two places and have fun. That's all we're looking for.
Well, I dig it, man. And your car looks good, and great paint scheme here tonight for you. And man, before we move on to Doug, any other things you'd like to say?
No, not a whole lot. I just really want to thank everybody that came on board, all these drivers, my Falcon teammates, you know, and you guys, and then all these sponsors that came on board. I won't run through them again. I'll let you do that during the broadcast, but I can't thank everybody enough. It really touches my heart that everybody came together in such a short time, and just thank you to those guys.
That is Brandon Mefford helped put it together here tonight. But now let's begin talking to our next driver slash admin who helped put this together as well, and that is none other than Doug Wysocki. And Doug, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, buddy. How about you?
Man, I get to talk about racing here for the next 200 miles, so I'm ecstatic. We're gonna raise some money and have a good event here tonight.
Absolutely. It's awesome.
Well, this 34 machine has Ellie's Place on the hood and down the sides of it. So what can you tell us about Ellie's Place?
Well, Ellie's Place was founded back in 1991 by community volunteers here in Lansing, Michigan, to support children who experienced death of a parent or a sibling. Ellie is named for Helen Louise Snow Slover, if I'm pronouncing that right, Stover, sorry. Nickname was Ellie. So they started this in honor of her. She was only 11 months old when she passed away. Their mission, it's a nonprofit community-based organization. It's dedicated to creating awareness of support for grieving children and their families. And unfortunately, my grandchildren, two of them have to use their services, which is very helpful. And we're so thankful for them. We just started with them a few weeks ago. It's a great place. Their vision is just bottom line to ensure that no child in Michigan grieves alone.
Well, man, it sounds like a really great place, and you said your grandchildren are benefiting from it, so a very close tie-in to what you're trying to help accomplish here tonight in raising this money for the charities, the split charities, if you will. So that being said, Doug, how's your race going to go tonight?
And I'm with Brandon here. We invited some of the best, and we're going to have our hands full, but I just want to have fun. That's what it's all about. It's all about Zoey's Place and Ellie's Place and raising money for these children. And this is a great group of guys we got here. Brandon and I and Chris, we've raced with all of them. They haven't raced with each other, but man, this field of guys is going to be a blast.
All right, man. Well, Doug, we're about ready to kick off qualifying. So before we let you and Brandon mosey on down and get ready for qualifying, do you guys have any last things you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody that came out and donated their time. The guys that couldn't make it tonight but donated, money to help us out. All the sponsors, KR, you and Turn 3 for donating your time. Like my Falcon teammates, Tyler for putting this together too. I mean, he's done an awesome job. AMA, yeah, just a big thanks.
All right, that is Doug Wysocki and Brandon Mefford, guys. Once again, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck in the race here tonight. But most importantly, let's go have some fun and let's raise some money for a good cause here tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you, KR.
Thank you.
Doug Wysocki and Brandon Mefford going to put on a heck of a show for you here tonight. Those two drivers slash admins of this event, looking for a good race, and not only a good race, we want y'all to have a fun time here tonight. We want to raise some money, as I have down below in the broadcast description. There is a link to send money to Brandon Mefford through PayPal. Leave a note that says it's Care4Kids, and that will get tallied in. And you heard it here. They're going to split 50-50 to Zoey's place and Ellie's place. With that being said, qualifying is getting ready to fire off here in the next few minutes. Quite the field of drivers so far. 26 cars have signed in to this session. With that being said, we do have, let's go ahead and take a quick look at our race information for tonight. We will be running on a 60% fuel load. Get about 25 laps of fuel on your tank. They will have 4 total tire sets. So they'll start on 1 set of tires, and then they'll have 3 sets of tires in their pit stall waiting for them. There is 1 fast repair available here tonight. There is also a $100 purse put up by Spartan Transportation. So we want to thank Spartan Transportation very much for putting up that $100 to help bring in some of the great racing competition we are going to see here tonight. They did mention several drivers did pay in advance for anyone who needs it. So the kindness going around this iRacing community never disappoints. It is one of the best communities around for racing, and tonight is just going to show that here for sure. Once again, we'll talk a little bit about Sim Speed Shop as well. They are donating an oval wheel, an oval steering wheel, to the cause here tonight. They will also donate $15 if just 1 car runs a Sim Speed Shop dedicated paint scheme, and I believe I've seen a couple of them out there. They are also donating $5 to each car who has a Sim Speed Shop logo on it, and there are a couple of cars with that as well. 3 Little Monkeys are donating 2 paint schemes from Elite Performance Industries. 1 for the fast qualifier, which we are getting ready to qualify right now, and 1 for the hard charger. And to get that hard charger award, you do have to qualify. And the Proto Simtech is also donating $15 if we find a Proto Simtech paint scheme here tonight. And the Pit Stall Premier Series is donating 2 shirts to the cause. I have no idea what you have to do to earn those shirts. So with qualifying getting underway, let's get right into it. One of the first cars out on track, that is the number 1 of Brian Reich, O'Fallon, Missouri. Spartan Logistics Management driver, representing Spartan Transportation, it sounds like. He is on the clock for the first time. Brian McCain out of King, North Carolina. Looks like he's shutting his qualifying effort down. Garrett Widener in the 33 machine out of Carthage, Indiana. Widener coming off at turn number 4, going to drop down to the inside here and cross the start finish line. That 33 machine going to jump up into 4th. Kevin McCain in the 42, running one of those Sim Speed Shop paint schemes. Right now on pole position. It's a little close to the wall there. I thought he was sideways, but he is going to shut it down. Aaron Smith moving into 2nd spot here as the 70 machine out of Hollywood, South Carolina, turns his race car into a lawnmower. Neil Quick finds himself in 3rd place for the moment. Several other cars are out onto the track and laying down some qualifying time. Cade Green in the 19, running a Sim Speed Shop paint scheme. Cade Green does find himself, for the moment, up into 5th place. Chris Mefford in the 84. Mefford now finds himself in 3rd. 17 cars have taken a lap time. Doug Wysocki in the 34 machine, currently sitting in 15th spot. As qualifying continues to click off, several more drivers crossing the start-finish line. Troy Radford in the 49, moving into the top 5. With that being said, it's still anyone's deal to win that Fast Qualifier Award, the paint scheme from Elite Performance. Ellie Musgrave in the 4 machine, good enough for 12th place. LEA driver in real life as well. That 4 going to be one to keep an eye on. Ryan Wilson in the 105 on his timed lap. Ryan Wilson going to work his way off of turn number 4 and cross the start finish line. The 105 jumps up into 21st spot. With all that being said, we are going to step away for the national anthem. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't done so yet, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up so that the sponsors of this event and the charities know that everyone is really enjoying themselves here tonight. So we'll be back with our starting lineup right after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as our drivers have taken to the grid, and it is time to start rolling out of pit lane. That means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup for the Care4Kids 200. On the front row, Kevin McCain with a 39.185 on his outside. Aaron Smith just a little bit slower. That was a very close battle for pole position, but Kevin McCain walking away with our fast time award. Chris Mefford and Brian McCain gonna find themselves in row number 2. Row number 3 going to be Troy Radford and Neil Quick. Row 4, Greg Wellen and Cade Green. Row number 5 will be Jesse King and Luke Gray. Row number 6 going to be made up of Brandon Mefford and Jason Garrett. Row 7 going to be, well, row 8, Jarrett Widener and Jeffrey Clifton, Tim Schofield and Brian Reich in row number 9. Row 10 going to be made up of Doug Wysocki and Steve Singer. Row 11, Ryan Wilson and Eric Blount. Row number 12 will be Tyler Hilton and Timothy Lee. And row number 13 will be Ray Radford and James Schultz. Do want to call out Tyler Hilton. Tyler is doing race control here tonight, so he will not be out there so the fans of Tyler Hilton might be a little bit disappointed. But here we go. Pace truck down and away. The 42 leading this field. Kevin McCann on the throttle, and the green flag is out. 200 miles here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. McCann on the bottom with the 70 of Aaron Smith tracking to his back bumper. They get single file very quickly here in the first 6 positions off of turn number 2, and they make their way down the back stretch. The 42 has the advantage for the moment. 22 machine of Brian McCann tucking in tight behind the 42. 70 of Aaron Smith falling to 3rd place. The top 3 trying to break away as the first lap of racing is in the books. "25 laps our expected fuel run. As I mentioned, 4 total sets of tires here tonight. That'll almost always coincide with a fuel run there. That doesn't mean that you have to take tires. Someone could try and play the strategy card and make something happen later on in this race. Garrett Widener missed the call to the grid, but Widener is out on track and beginning the roll of pit lane. But Kevin laying down the fastest lap of the race so far with a 39.44. The 42 and the 22 showing the field fastest way around this Michigan 2-mile speedway for the moment. That 42 dropping down on the apron, sliding back up. Gonna kiss the wall ever so cousin-like. And the 42 puts those left side tires back down on the yellow line. Gets a good run off of turn number 2. A lot of racing action throughout this entire field. Big battle here coming into turn 3, side by side. Everyone looking like maybe going to go 3 wide. Chris Wally in the 5 was in the middle there, but everyone bailing back down to 2. Not yet ready to make that commitment to make it 3 and 4 wide. The number 5 got Spartan on the side there. As always, we do want to thank our sponsors who helped make this possible. Get the time check out our sponsors and let them know you are watching here tonight. And man, send some love their way if you can, because they are helping put together an outstanding event for a good cause. The 19 machine of Cade Green tried to drop down low, ran out of room, 3 wide off of turn number 4. 29 machine right there in the middle, that is Luke Gray. Luke Gray able to hold on to it, but he's got company on the inside by the 57 of Jason Garrett. Kevin McCain and Brian McCain running 1 and 2. McCann, I apologize. 70 machine of Aaron Smith riding around in third. We go on board with the 70 as we begin lap number 7 here tonight. If you guys would like to help donate to the cause here in the Care4Kids 200, the PayPal link is provided down below in the broadcast description. Just send a little note that says it's for Care4Kids. We have raised over $1,000 already. We just broke the $1,000 mark. So every bit becomes some bonus, and who wouldn't want to help support a good cause? Great racing here. This is looking out the back from third place driver Aaron Smith, Craig Wellen right behind him, but then it is a heck of a battle for 5th place. Jesse King and Chris Mefford going wheel to wheel here. Troy Radford going to try and make it 3 wide off of turn number 2. Neil Quick in that Miller number 2 machine. Sliding in behind the 93. Mefford in the 84 now has to deal with the 93 of Jesse King. King going to take over 5th spot and now sets his sights on 4th place driver Greg Wellen. Field behind him not done settling this one out just yet, as Mefford in the 84 continues to run down on the bottom. That may not be the preferred line here tonight. A lot of drivers migrating to the high side. Bradford in the 49, almost getting into the 2 there. Big checkup going into the corner, lost some ground on Quick, and he is going to try and reel him in here down the back stretch, but that momentum got broken and looked like one car got into the wall, a little bit of damage onto him. Did not see who that was. One fast repair is available to our drivers here tonight. Chris Wally in the 5 right now finds himself in 10th place, battling with Luke Gray. Gray has 9th spot by half a car length. 57 of Jason Garrett. Not sure what lane he wants to go with just yet. Trouble off of turn number 2. 2 cars going around. Yellow flag coming out. And your race leader, one of the drivers involved. Take a look and see what happened coming off of turn number 2. Contact with the 22 is going to send him around. Aaron Smith in the 70 got a little piece of it. Take another look at this one. The 22 got a good run up off the corner, but got into the back bumper of Kevin. Made that rear end light. A lot of wheel goes into the cars coming off of turn 2 here at Michigan, and It was enough to send the 42 on around. A little scrape on the wall by the 70 of Aaron Smith. So the first round of pit stops might be happening here. We are on lap 12 of 100. 22 machine looks like he's going to make his way on the pit road. Jason Garrett going to stay out. Cade Green stays out. Eric Blount stays out. Everyone else heading for pit lane. So now strategy going to start taking effect here. Who is going to pit for tires? Who is just taking fuel? Chris Wally driving through his pit stall and not making a stop in his pit box. So Jason Garrett in the 57, now taking over the race lead. So with the yellow flag out, we are going to step away for a moment. No one going anywhere. We'll be back to rack them up once again and let them fly. Side by side, 2x2, rack 'em and stack 'em. Here we go. Chevy Silverado pulled in. Jason Garrett, Cade Green did not come down pit road. They inherit the front row for this restart, and Jason Garrett gets a great jump over Green and is going to go into turn one with the clear advantage. Two drivers did stop for tires. Most of the rest of the field stopped for fuel only. Everyone trying to conserve tires as much as possible. With the 57 out in front, Cade Green giving chase. Here comes the 6 of Eric Blount down on the inside. Trouble on the backstretch. 2 cars going for a spin. Brian Reich into the inside wall in that 0 machine. Reich grabs a gear and gets rolling. Let's see what happened here to the 0. Got into the wall off of turn number 2. went spinning. The 24 hard on the binders of Timothy Lee. Timothy Lee running a Proto SimTech paint scheme. The yellow flag coming out very quickly here, twice in a row. Let's see, let's take a moment and let's see if Tim Lee in the 24 has his ears on. Tim, are you there?
I am.
Man, oh man, Tim, that was some good heads-up driving there. How's those brakes?
Well, I think I need to fill up brake fluid after that one.
Hard on the binders in that 24 machine for sure, but that zero machine of Brian spinning in front of you, but it looks like very little, if any, damage on the nose of your car there. So walk us through that one and what went through your mind.
I always tiptoe the first couple of laps after a caution or, you know, a pit stop because the tire pressures aren't up. So usually somebody, always my luck, somebody will get loose in front of me. So I just back up a little bit, and I think I had enough kind of there, and I didn't want to take them out. So I just kind of followed them down to avoid it with hopefully little damage. But it happens really fast.
It does happen fast, but I noticed you had some Sim Speed Shop and Proto Tech on your race car. And so I wanted to ask about tonight and what this was, what kind of race this was going to be for you.
Yeah, Sim Speed Shop, Jason, I'm a customer of his. He does a lot for our leagues, and he's a great dude. So put something out there that basically said if you run a triple S paint scheme, we'll throw some more money in that. So I figured why not. Normally I'd run a pit stall car or something like that for other leagues, but it's Friday night, man. I'm here just to have fun, kind of hanging back, doing some racing, and getting out here and hopefully banging some doors with these guys a little bit later.
All right, man. Well, this 24 machine survived a spin in front of you and getting ready to fire it off once again. Before we let you go, any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I think it's Tyler and Kristen Brand, all those guys that are, made this happen. Doug, the good cause. All these guys we've raced in different leagues are all great dudes, and even if we weren't doing a charity race, I'd run the one because I have that much respect for them. So really appreciate what they're doing. Love the cause and looking forward to the rest of the race.
That is Tim Lee, driver of the 24 here tonight, avoiding one there. The 70 of Aaron Smith made his way down pit road, so he is going to start behind Tim Lee. Cade Green also came down pit lane. Ray Radford and Brian went down pit road to work on the damage on his race car, but he is back out there. 25 cars on track. All 25 cars are on the lead lap. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. You have a favorite driver out here. Let me know who your driver is, who you're cheering for. Tim Musgrave cheering for Ellie Musgrave. Robert Brooks cheering for Mefford in the 40 machine. It says Mefford 40, but Brandon or Chris, neither one are in the 40. Silverado out of the way, and Garrett stomps that throttle through the floorboard, the 57 on the gas, and gets a clean jump over Greg Wellen. Eric Blount to the inside of Mefford in the 84. Blount right down to the bottom, and Jason Garrett taking his preferred line through 1 and 2. Gonna come off of turn number 2. Here we go, folks, as they get back up to speed. Jason Garrett slides up to the wall off of turn number 4, then drops back down to the inside. Greg Wellen trying to get that draft off of him. Let's go on aboard with the driver of the 6. That is Eric Blount. Blount taking a peek to the outside as he comes off of 2 and trying to get that good run down the backstretch. Pulls down to the inside, has momentum on his side, but will he be able to carry that through 3 and 4? Slides up into second spot. So Eric Blount now into second. Brooks clarifying he wants Mefford 84. Well, Chris Mefford finds himself in a 4th place in that red and white car. Right behind him, there's a battle between Luke Gray and Jesse King. Alyssa Kendall wants Jason Garrett. JJ Garrett, she says. Dave Freeman rooting for Luke Gray, Tim Lee, and Jeff Clifton. I think it was the first time I said his name. Jeffrey Clifton in the 51 machine. Three wide into turn number 1, the 42 of Kevin. Down on the bottom, Kevin went for a spin, brought out the first caution. Now he's trying to gain all his lost ground, gets a good run off of number 2. So Garrett, your race leader, has about 1/10 of a second over Eric Blount. Blount under pressure from Jesse King in the 93. King going to slide into second. Blount now in 3rd. Neil Quick in the black and gold number 2 to the inside of Greg Wellen and makes that pass, put him into 4th place. We got a moment to talk to Tim Lee in the 24 as he was hard on the binders to avoid the spinning Brian Reich. Mefford in the 84 slicing down to the inside of Greg Wellen. They're going to really get tight through that oval front stretch, and Mefford takes over 4th spot. As we hit the first quarter of this race, Jesse King in the 93 does take over the race lead. We'll take a look how the 93 got that done. Got a good run down the backstretch, down to the inside in 3 and 4. Slides up, very close pass there. And the 93, now your race leader. And so with King out in front, once he has gotten that clean air, he has opened up almost a 1-second gap over Neil Quick, who finds himself in 2nd. Third going to Jason Garrett. 4th, Brandon Mefford and Chris Mefford, rounding out your top 5. 100 laps, our scheduled distance here tonight. We will use 3 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need to. Eric Blount in the 6 pulls it onto pit road. And Blount being serviced by his crew, maybe showing a sign of green flag pit stops getting ready to happen. 4-tire stop for Blount. He is down and away in the 93 of Jesse King onto the front stretch. Blount going to lose a lap here. Now he needs a caution-free run here so that this will cycle through. But Eric Blount, first car on fresh tires, might be able to make up a lot of time on everyone who's still out there. But the 93 and the 2 showing the way right now. Battle for third. Brandon Mefford in the 83 on the high side. Jason Garrett in the 57 down low. Greg Wellen, who restarted at the front, has fallen to 8th place. Troy Radford in the 49, making a big move there. Slide job, if you will. The 49 sliding into 4th, but Brandon Mefford says not so fast. He drops down to the inside. Mefford running the Zoey's Place paint scheme. And look out, ladies and gentlemen. There's a white and purple number 4. Ellie Musgrave up 6 positions from where she qualified. Finds herself in 7th place right now and mixing it up very well. Trying to work her way forward. Got a good draft off the 83 down to the inside of the 11 of Greg Wellen. Ellie looking calm, cool, and collected. I'd say that is a measured speed that 4 is running. Not a bad plan. Trying to take care of the tires. Ellie last on pit road on lap 12 as we work lap 30 here. Ellie taking 4 tires on that pit stop. Your race leader on pit road lap 12 as well. Took 4 tires then. Jason Garrett in the 57 has not hit pit road yet, but Garrett slowing down and is going to make his first pit stop of the race. So another driver coming down under green flag to top off his fuel tank, slap some tires on it. We'll be watching for Jason Garrett to be fast with those fresh rubber roundy rounds. James Schultz hits pit road as well. King continuing to cycle around. Greg Wellen hits pit lane. So the 11 on pit road. So drivers who were trying to stretch their fuel and stretch their tires have done so. They are making their first pit stops of the race. Jason Garrett blending into the racetrack. Eric Blount in the 6th does pass Jason Garrett. Blount was one of the first ones to hit pit lane, but the yellow flag has come out. We got trouble. 2 cars spinning. Ryan Reich and Steve Singer. Six machine. Bumper hanging off of that one. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to these 2 drivers. The 0 looked like he bounced off the wall. The 6 had nowhere to go. Both drivers smacking hard onto the inside wall. Doug Wysocki in the 34 getting a little piece of it. So 3 cars involved in this caution. Heavy contact for the 0 and the 6. Now the field coming down pit road here. Jesse Quick leading this group of drivers. Cade Green staying out. Green last on pit road on lap 16. Timothy Musgrave chiming in saying the 4 had brain surgery a year ago. How about that? As the 93 misses or overshoots pit lane. Had support from Seattle Children's Hospital. Ellie in the 4 makes her way off of pit road. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with the driver of the 4 machine. Ellie, this is KR up in the broadcast booth. Got your ears on? Give Ellie just a moment more, see if she can figure out TeamSpeak or not. Lot to do as a driver and try and do a race interview. All right, well, we'll let Ellie focus on driving, so that's all right. It is a bit jarring, not only to try and do your race, but then to have somebody you've never heard before in your life try and talk to you. Your parents always tell you, don't talk to strangers. And I am a stranger. So, yeah. We're going to have to get on Timothy Lee about that because he talked to me. It's not following the rules. Let's take a moment and let's talk to a friend of mine, someone I've been looking forward to talking to. That is the driver of the 49 here tonight, none other than Troy Radford. Troy, you got your ears on?
I do. How you doing today, KR?
Well, I'm doing just fine. We got a short little moment here trying to get an interview in. So, Troy, tell us a little bit about the race here tonight and what's happening out there.
You know, honestly, just good fun out here. I've been taking a bit of a break from my racing. I've only run one race in the last, 2 months. And they said charity race, and I went, absolutely. So, you know, definitely jumped out here. Some great causes, great people out here. Just having a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, the lights have gone out. You're finding yourself inside the top 10. Got a good race going. And Troy, before I let you go, any shout outs or thank yous?
You know, just mainly to everybody putting this thing on. Got some great charities out there between the two that we're really raising money for, as well as, you know, a lot of hard work put in by the guys. These charity races are never easy to put on, but dang, they're awesome to see. So.
All right, that is Troy Radford. Troy, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yep, thank you.
All righty. So everyone enjoying themselves out here tonight, raising some money for a good cause. If you would like to donate, the link is provided in the description down below the viewing screen on YouTube. And just leave a note that says it's Care4Kids. And that will get split between Ellie's place and Zoe's place. So split right down the middle. So far, $1,000, over $1,000 has been raised. What gets raised during this broadcast, I won't know, but I will get to find out. I hope we can raise some more money because $1,000, nothing to sneeze at, but man. So Kate Green in the 19 gets a good jump. Neil Quick in the 2, Greg Wellen in the 11. Gonna try and chase him down. The 19 last on pit road on lap 16, so he did not come down during this yellow. And the caution flag going to come out very quickly once again. One car in trouble, and this is Chris Mefford in the 84. Hard contact. Looked like the 84 got into the wall. Bounces off the wall, runs out of room, hits the 51 machine. Clifton just minding his own business, gets dinged on the side in that Mission 22 race car, but able to keep it straight and hold on to it. The yellow flag coming out once again. Again, want to give a shout out and a thank you to our sponsors here tonight. Sim Speed Shop, Proto Sim Tech. Those guys getting involved, as well as Spartan Transportation. Three Little Monkeys donating 2 wraps from Elite Performance Industries. And the Pit Stall getting involved as well. Jason Garrett receiving the free pass in the 57. Cade Green has some connection issues and rejoins the race. Let's see if we can get a word in with the black and gold number 2 of Neil Quick. Neil, you got your ears on? Neil Quick, this is KR up in the broadcast booth. Can you hear me? All right, so Neil not able to talk to us either. That's all right. We're just here to have some fun and thought we'd see how that 2 was feeling. Car looks fast. Neil Quick showing some speed. Going to restart in 3rd. Greg Wellen in the 11, and restart 2nd. Cade Green, your race leader. Creeping up on the halfway point here as we are working the lap 39. Front row for this restart, the 19 of Cade Green, the 11 of Greg Willen. Row 2 will be Neil Quick and Jesse King. Then row 3 will be Brian McCann and the 49 of Troy Radford. Cade Green in the 19, out on 15 lap older tires than anyone else. But he did take 4 tires on his last pit stop. The Silverado gets out of the way. And Green stabs the throttle as we get back after it. We begin lap number 40. And Green has these restarts well in hand, jumps out to about a 6 car length lead over Greg Wellen. McCann in the 22 down on the bottom, trying to work his way forward. He's got a full head of steam. Makes quick work of the 93 of Jesse King. Slides in front of Neil Quick, and now he's back down to the bottom. He's not done just yet. Makes a big run on the 19. It's Cade Green slowed up big time. Greg Wellen going to get by. So Greg Wellen in the 11 takes over the race lead. And Brian in the 22 slides into second. Radford in the 49 now works to the inside of Quick. They fan out down the back stretch. Kevin McCann in the 42, down on the bottom as well. McCann in that 42, hugging the yellow line. Biggest mover of the race right now, that is Ryan Wilson. He has gained 8 spots from where he qualified. Wilson in the 105, battling with the 5 of Chris Wally. Doug Wysocki in the 34, right behind them. Wally dives down to the inside. Wilson on the top lane. Ooh, tight quarters there coming off of turn number 4. Tim Schofield in that blue number 2. Up along the wall, 3 wide. Man, we are tight racing right here. Everyone looking for some room to run. On board with the 29 of Luke Gray in the mix of this battle is Greg Wellen out in up front with McCann right behind him. Hold on to your breath. Jason Garrett in the 57, just ahead of Luke Gray. Looking out the back, it's not much calmer behind the 29. It is a wild group of cars right here, and everyone fighting tooth and nail to find some space to run. So Garrett in the 57, an early race leader, finds himself in 11th place, trying to crack the top 10 and get around Luke Gray in the 29. Wysocki in the 34, working to the inside of Wally. It looked like Wysocki had to lift. That broke his momentum down the backstretch. The 34 going to lose a spot to the 29 and maybe even the 57 of Garrett. So Wysocki losing 2 positions through corners 3 and 4, finding himself now in 11th spot. We ride on board now with the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Mefford finds himself in a 4th place. We're coming up on 4 laps away from the halfway point. Two drivers have been sitting on pit road with their crews trying to work on their race cars. As Brian Reich and Steve Singer. James Schultz, the only car 1 lap down right now in that black number 3. Schultz finds himself in 23rd. He's the only car not on the lead lap. Should a caution come out, he will receive the free pass. So Schultz not giving up, still digging hard. But he needs some help to get back into this race. A driver who doesn't need any help right now, that is the 11 of Greg Wellen. Dave Freeman says Wellen is hard to beat at these tracks. He's proving it right here in that blue and white AC Delco 11 machine. He is out in front. He has a 1 second lead over the 22 of Brian McCann. Welland's best lap at a 39.49 compared to last time around at a 40.68. So almost a second fall off from his best lap. Last time he was on pit road was lap 31, and we are working lap 49 here. Welland running a very smooth line right along the wall. Steve Singer has gone behind the wall. It looks like he is going to call it a night. So an early exit for Singer in the 6. So we are past the halfway mark now as the 11 continues to lead some laps. He does still hold on to that 1 second lead, but now he holds on to it over the 49 of Troy Radford. McCann falls to third. Brandon Mefford still in fourth, and Aaron Smith in the 70 rounding out your top 5. Smith went through a little bit of a dust up earlier. Damage was minimal on that yellow race car, and able to continue on and finds himself in the top 5 right now. Cade Green did come down pit road. He did take 4 tires, and he will get back after it, but first car to hit pit lane in this run. So we'll see how that cycles out for the 19. He has led some laps here tonight. Right now, Cade Green in the 19 is 1 lap down. He is on those 4 fresh tires, so he is going to start laying down some very quick laps. In fact, last time around, he turned his best lap of the race at a 39.77. So he is gaining ground on everyone on these older tires, but he needs it to stay green to cycle through. Check in on some of our other drivers. Jeffrey Clifton in the 51, battling with the 6 of Eric Blount. Clifton last on pit road on lap 37. Blount last on pit road on lap 25. The 105 machine of Ryan Wilson in this mix as well as Clifton. Way up the wall, way up the track, into the wall, settles it down, pulls it off the wall, but loses some ground. Got into that corner a little bit hot, but gets it back under control. Widener in the 33, battling with the 34 of Doug Wysocki. That is Chris Wally right in front of him in that Spartan 5 machine. This is a battle for 10th, 11th, and 12th place. Field getting single file. Jeffrey Clifton on the pit road. After brushing the wall, he is on the pit lane to work on some of that damage and to take on tires and fuel. He is down and away, so a second car has made a green flag pit stop here. Greg Welland in the 11 continues to lead, and he has got that thing hung out high, wide, and handsome. Troy Radford, when he moved into second place, was 1 second behind the race leader. He has cut that lead in half. He is now finding himself half a second behind the race leader. Radford trying to work his way forward. We got to talk to Troy under yellow. Said he took a little bit of a break from iRacing, but slapped that steering wheel back onto his rig and fired it up to turn some laps here tonight for the Care4Kids 200. Greg Wellen, Troy Radford, and Brandon Mefford, your top three. Brian McCann 1 second behind Mefford in fourth at 22 machine. Has Aaron Smith on his back bumper. The long stretch here. Fuel tanks are starting to get empty. Tires are starting to wear out. Last time by, Greg Wellen turned a 41.35. We'll see what he turns at the start-finish line for this lap. Speeds are starting to fall off drastically on these older tires. At time, it went from a 41.35 to a 41.42. Troy Radford a little bit faster at a 41.23. He is closing the gap on Wellen. It is down to a 2-car length lead for the moment. Radford starting to take a sniff of that race lead, poking his car into places to try and find a way around the 11 of Wellen. Jesse King on the pit road, that 93 machine being serviced by the pit crew. 4-tire pit stop for King. He is down and away, but will lose a lap. Jeffrey Clifton and Cade Green easily make the pass. They made their pit stops earlier. Neil Quick and Ellie Musgrave on pit road as well. So 2 more cars coming down pit lane. Green flag pit stops starting to pick up a little bit here as we're working lap 60 of 100. As Troy Radford in the 49 takes over the race lead, and Greg Wellen going to hit pit road. Here comes Aaron Smith as well. So Radford to the front for the first time tonight. Brandon Mefford in the 83 finds himself in second. Brian McCann now in third. Jason Garrett, Jarrett Widener hitting pit road. Ellie Musgrave, pit stop complete on the 4. Gaining speed down through 1 and 2 to get back into this race. Now the 49 on the binders to hit pit lane. That will give the lead to the 84, Chris Mefford. So Mefford out in front. Luke Gray in second place, 2 seconds behind. Jeffrey Clifton in the 51. Much fresher rubber, going to try and unlap himself. Down the backstretch here, has a good run, but going to have to try and be respectful as well to the race leader. So now pick your way around carefully. And Clifton slides down to the inside, slides back up, and back on the lead lap goes Jeffrey Clifton in the 51. Chris Mefford last on pit road on lap 37. Mefford, well known for being able to stretch a run, able to take care of the tires and save some fuel, and he is stretching this one right now. Luke Gray, Chris Wally, and Tim Schofield on pit road. 4 tire stop for those drivers. Greg Wellen in the 11, making a 2 tire stop. So a very quick pit stop for Greg Wellen. We'll see if that's a good strategy call here. Once all of this cycles through, Greg Wellen does find himself 33 seconds behind our race leader, Chris Mefford. Doug Wysocki in second. Timothy Lee and Ryan Wilson have hit pit road. $23 cars still in this race. 25 cars taking the green flag. As Mefford pulls on the pit road. Doug Wysocki going to join him on pit lane. So first and second on the pit road. That will just about complete our green flag pit stop cycle. Aaron Smith in the 70 looking to cycle into the race lead. As the 70 makes his way onto the front stretch, Mefford and Wysocki still on pit road. 4 tire stop for those 2 drivers. Fastest lap of the race just got turned by Luke Gray, a 39.43. So Luke Gray laying down a banger of a lap, trying to make up some lost ground on the drivers who pitted before him. So Smith out in front in this yellow 70. We begin lap 66 of 100. Clifton back on pit road in the 51. And it looks like Jeffrey Clifton in the 51 is going to go behind the wall. And so Clifton's night is done. Dave Freeman, one of your drivers out of this race. Your other driver, Luke Gray, laying down some flying laps, but he finds himself in 7th spot. Third driver of choice from Dave Freeman is Tim Lee. Tim Lee all the way down into 17th spot. Eric Blount right behind him. These green flag pit stops have spread the field out a little bit. Brandon Mefford does find himself in 3rd. Brian McCann in the 22 behind him. This is one of our closest battles on the track. The other close battle, and is Chris Wally in the 5, giving chase to the 2 of Neil Quick. No one can make it on fuel from here, so we will have one more pit stop. So the 70, who is holding on to the race lead, has a 1.3 second lead over Troy Radford in the 49. Ray Radford, last car on the lead lap in the 47 machine. You can see the leader in the same shot there. That yellow car is your race leader, Ray Radford, across the start finish line. Ryan Reich still being serviced by his pit crew. He has not officially called it a race just yet. They are still working on that race car, but he has been sitting on pit road since lap 32. That is way too many laps to try and get back on the lead lap. So his race more than likely officially done. Bradford is closing in on Aaron Smith. He now finds himself just under 1 second behind. Last time around, Aaron Smith did turn a faster lap at a 40.46. And I obviously have Lex Dixia because Troy Radford turned a 40.22. But Radford is closing in. "30 laps to go in this one. Now make it 29 as they cross the start-finish line. I do hope you guys are enjoying yourselves here tonight. We've got some laps under our belts. Tell me who you think the most impressive driver has been so far here tonight. And do you think that impressive driver is going to be the one to win the race? It is racing. Anything can happen. And anything will happen just as soon as you think you got it figured out. Lo and behold, a caution will come out. And it'll mix everything up. Bradford really gaining there off of turn number 4. Gets a good run down the front stretch and really closes in on this race lead. Brandon Mefford still in third with Brian McCann just a few car lengths behind him. McCann looking to the inside through 1 and 2. Nothing there for him yet, but he is closing in. Right behind him, the 42 of Kevin McCann. Kevin McCann rounding out your top 5, holding on to that 5th spot. Do have some action. Chris Wally in the 5, trying to take a peek to the inside of the 33 of Jarrett Widener. Widener holding on to 9th place. Wally in 10th would like to take it away. Luke Gray in the 29, Chris Mefford in the 84. This is another battle starting to form up with 26 laps to go. Greg Wellen on the pit road. So the first car to hit pit lane for what could be the final time is the 11 of Greg Wellen. Wellen has rolled the dice here. A lot to be gained by being on these fresh tires. But being the first one on the pit road, the gamble is that this will cycle through as Troy Radford does take over the race lead. Take a look at how that went down. Radford got a good run off of turn number 4. He had been a lot stronger than the 70 off of 4 and down the front stretch, and heading off into turn 1 completes the pass. So the 49, your new race leader. Donald Sadusky checking in. How you doing, Donald? Jeffrey Clifton checking in as well. An early exit for the driver of the 51. wasn't having too much fun out there. Well, Jeffrey, sorry to hear that, but thank you very much for participating in the race here tonight. So with Radford out in front in the 49, Aaron Smith in the 70. Now finds himself in second. Ray Radford, last car on the lead lap. Greg Welland is the first car one lap down as Brian McCann makes his way on the pit road. So McCann finding himself, along with Jesse King, to be serviced by their crew. Getting those 4 fresh tires as soon as possible. Let's see how Troy Radford and Aaron Smith are going to respond. It looks like they are going to stay out. The 47 of Ray Radford peels off for pit road. Greg Welland just laid down the fastest lap of the race at a 39.38. So Welland taking full advantage of his fresh rubber. That is going to pay dividends here if this cycles through. Kevin McCann on pit road now. Wally's still trying to give chase to the 33 of Jarrett Widener. Neil Quick in the black and gold number 2, not too far behind. Aaron Smith and Jason Garrett make their way on the pit road, and Neil Quick now pulls down on the pit lane. Another round of green flag pit stops well and truly taking place, but your race leader, Troy Radford, out to a 2.6 second lead over Brandon Mefford. And Troy Radford going to slow down and hit pit lane. Brandon Mefford going to join him as well. That will give the lead to the 84, Chris Mefford. And big news, something has happened to Greg Welland. The 11 machine has pulled in. And I don't know if his internet connection dropped out or what it is, but Greg Welland looked to be in position to take the race lead once everything cycled through, but he has gone behind the wall. So a tough break for the driver of the 11. That is going to fling this wide open. Chris Mefford in the 84. Now with 19 laps to go. Working lap 81. Last time was on pit road lap 64. As the Care4Kids 200 starts to inch closer to the end of this one, want to remind everyone to show the support for this charity race here tonight. If you'd like to throw some money, there is a link that you can click down below in the broadcast description. Donate to Brandon Mefford. Leave a note that says Care4Kids. That will go into the already raised monies of over $1,000. Also want to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors who helped provide prizes, whether it be a cash prize or a t-shirt or a paint scheme. Thank you very much to all our sponsors who helped here tonight. Awards going out to first and second place finishers along with third place finisher. Then we'll be receiving a cash reward. Your quick time qualifier is going to earn an award as well as the hard charger. To earn that hard charger award, you did have to qualify. Ellie Musgrave in the 4 hits pit lane. Of the drivers who have pitted, Ryan McCann in the 22 is your race, or is leading that pack, but Aaron Smith in the 70 is challenging hard on that back bumper. Kevin McCann, the 3rd car of the drivers who have made pit stops. Troy Radford falling to the 4th car out on fresh tires. He tried to stretch his lead as Ellie Musgrave in the 4 crosses that blue cone and rejoins the race. Aaron Smith taking a peek to the inside, and Smith going to take the position away from the 22. Doug Wysocki pulls on the pit lane. Eric Blount in the 6, 1 lap down. So when everything cycles through, Aaron Smith will be your race leader. But Chris Mefford scored as the leader right now. There were some donations made here tonight to cover for drivers who did not make the race. I do want to thank the people who made those donations to help add that rising tally for our donations going to Ellie's place and Zoe's place. Chris Mefford now has 13 laps to go. Jesse King in the 93. First car 1 lap down. Neil Quick right behind him. They are going to make their way around the leader here and get back on the lead lap. Aaron Smith in the 70, still leading all the drivers who have made their pit stops. But Chris Mefford leading this field right now. We've been in a long green flag run here. Luke Cray from 2nd place pulls on to pit road. So the 29 heads for his pit stall. Tim Schofield and Tim Lee also hitting pit road. Aaron Smith in the 70 does move into 2nd place. Smith 22 seconds behind the race leader and closing very quickly. Mefford, last time around, turned a 41.55 compared to a 40.35 by Aaron Smith. Luke Gray in the 29, trying to get back up to speed. Troy Radford in the 49 has moved into 2nd place of everyone who has completed pit stops. Ellie Musgrave in the 4 finds herself in 18th spot right there in the mix between the 49 and the 22. As Chris Mefford does pull onto pit road, your race leader finally with 10 laps to go is going to hit pit lane. That will give the lead to the 70 of Aaron Smith. He has a 1.5 second gap to handle Troy Radford in 2nd. So Aaron Smith Should have enough fuel to make it to the end of this one. Started 25 cars here tonight. 21 cars still out on track. 17 cars on the lead lap. Aaron Smith trying to hold on for 9 more laps. Troy Radford trying to close the gap. He's got a 1.4 second gap to handle. Last time around, Radford was a little bit faster. Eric Blount in the 6th. Last car on the lead lap, finding himself in 17th place. Biggest movers of the race, Doug Wysocki, Jason Garrett, and Brandon Mefford each have gained 6 positions from where they qualified. And now with 8 laps to go, Aaron Smith has himself a little bit of breathing room in that yellow 70. We go on board with the 42 of Kevin McCann as he chases down the 22 of Brian McCann. Seven laps remaining in this race. McCann finds himself 2.9 seconds behind our race leader, Aaron Smith. Ellie Musgrave in the 4, going to try and unlap herself. She can get around the 70. She will be able to start attacking the 6 of Eric Blount. That would be a battle for position between Blount and Musgrave. Musgrave dives down to the inside of the 70. Smith not going to put up much of a battle here, but doesn't want to give up too much time. Troy Radford has closed the gap to 0.8 seconds. Smith did hit pit road 1 lap before Troy Radford did. And the leader going to go through the middle 3 wide here. Five laps to go. It's almost like someone sent a message to Smith saying Radford is coming. Smith giving lots of room to Eric Blount. Blount stays on the high side down the straightaway. Musgrave using the draft off the 70 to close the gap between the 4 and the 6. Blount in 17th, Musgrave in 18th. Your race leader trying to get by them down on the inside. Troy Radford trying to close the gap, and he has got a good run off of turn number 2 as Smith got a little sideways off of 2 trying to keep off the lap traffic, and now the 49 is there. Gonna have 3 laps to go. Troy Radford in the 49 has got to the back bumper of the 70. Who has burned up their tires? Who has something left? Troy Radford taking a move down to the inside for the race lead. 2 lap cars in front of them. Or I should say 2 cars battling for position in front of our race leaders. Both those cars, the 4 and the 6, are on the lead lap now, but they are the last cars on the lead lap. So some battles going on, and what driver is going to make the right move here is Troy Radford. Gets a nose out in front of the 70. Gonna have 2 laps to go this time. Ellie Musgrave in the 4, gets out of the throttle, lets the race leaders battle it out. Eric Blount in the 6. So far, trying to stay out in front of the 4 and the leaders. Now Aaron Smith has the advantage down the backstretch. Radford sails it off to the bottom into 3 and 4. Can he make this pass stick this time? Looks like he is going to clear the 70 and slides up in front of him. White flag in the air. And here we go, final lap. Now Smith taking a peek to the inside. Does he have the run he needs? Final time around, less than 2 miles to go here at Michigan for the Care4Kids 200. Radford pulls down low. Eric Blount in the 6. Still out in front, trying to stay on the lead lap, trying to stay in front of the 4 of Ellie Musgrave. 1 and 2 running nose to tail into 3 and 4. Radford gets into the corner very good. Smith trying to get a run from the middle on out. But Troy Radford comes off of turn number 4. And Troy Radford is going to pick up the win here tonight in the Care4Kids 200. Aaron Smith brings it home in second. Third place going to Brian McCann. How about that finish, ladies and gentlemen? 200 miles of racing, and the finish comes down to a 0.2 second gap. Troy Radford picks up the win. And an outstanding race from start to finish. So as the leader begins to celebrate in that 49, let's get our post-race show underway as the tires get turned from rubber into smoke. We're going to talk to our race winner to start this off. That is the 49 of Troy Radford. Troy, you got your ears on, bud?
I do, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing just great. This 49 machine made an excellent pass. You were chasing down Aaron Smith, caught him coming to the white flag, made the pass, slid up in front of him, and brought it home here tonight after 200 miles of racing, just 0.2 seconds separating you two.
Thank you very much, man. It was an awesome race and a great racing by Aaron. As clean a race as you could ask for. He was playing a little different tire strategy of the game than me, and it just timed out perfectly.
Well, the 49 in victory lane here tonight in this Care4Kids 200. You said different strategies. What else were you trying to employ out there tonight?
You know, the main thing was really tires were not that big a deal tonight. So, I mean, they did matter, but not as much as you would think. So, you know, when you got on those real long runs, he was short pitting me by about usually on average like 2 laps or so. And he was just absolutely flying on that first lap out. So he was definitely killing me there. And that's where he was gaining most of the time. So I was kind of at 3-second differential just to catch him pretty much every pit stop. So, you know, just timed out perfectly. And that was kind of, I knew when I wanted to pit, and he pitted right about when I wanted to pit too. So.
We bring this one home after 100 laps here at Michigan. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
You know, first of all, like, again, big shout out to everybody putting this thing on. Just an awesome thing. Some big money going out. Zoey's place as well as Elle's place. Just some awesome benefits. You know, it's a race for kids. So, you know, just some awesome stuff to do. But definitely big shout out there. Big thanks to everybody putting this show on. Like I said earlier, this stuff's not easy to do. So it was it's always nice to get out here and race instead of running the show. So I appreciate that, as well as just the heck of a job everybody did out there.
All right, man. Well, nice job once again. Congratulations, your race winner, Troy Radford. All right, now let's move on to our second place finisher, and that is the driver in the 70, that yellow 70 of Aaron Smith. Brought it home in second place, had a good shot at the race win. Aaron, that 70 machine had some speed in it here tonight.
Yeah, it felt pretty good from the start all the way through. I mean, car handled much better than I thought it would over the course of the long run, because usually these setups are pretty pushy, but it kept it straight the whole race, and we brought it home second.
Man, that looks like a heck of a drive out there. 200 miles, and it almost went all wrong for you early on. You scraped the wall trying to miss a spinning car. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was sitting there behind the McCanns there, and thought they'd be friendly or whatever, but they went and took each other out, and I drove straight into it. So unfortunately, that put us a bit behind there in the first section of the race, but we brought her back up there.
Well, green flag pit stops, a long run towards the end of this race, and everything cycling through. You came out once it cycled through as the race leader, but Troy Radford seemed to have the number dialed in. Walk us through those closing laps.
Yeah, I knew he was coming up on me real quick, because he did the same thing the run before, as far as I remember. But yeah, there were a couple lappers there I couldn't quite get around, who were a little bit slower, but were on fresher tires, so there wasn't much I could have done about it there. But he got to me and got the most of it and took home the win.
Well, man, nice job. You bring it home here for the second place in the Care4Kids 200. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks in charge of putting this on for doing it for a good cause, and the rest of the field for putting on a clean race, and y'all for broadcasting and everyone for watching. Looking forward to whatever comes next.
All right, man. Once again, nice job and congratulations on second place.
All right, thank you.
Aaron Smith, ladies and gentlemen, bringing it home in second here tonight. Now let's move on to our third place finisher, and that is Brian McCann in the 22. Brian, you got your ears on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going all right. Got to talk some racing, got to work a charity event and do all of it for a good cause. Tell us a little bit about your race here tonight.
Yeah, we started off strong. Me and my brother Kevin up front, and we were racing hard, and we were in communication with each other. And I told him I'm coming on the outside, and we just racing too hard there at the very beginning, and I spun him out. But after that, it was just a battle of how he wore the right front tire, and first stint I saved too much, so I gave it more on the second one. It worked out well, but I used too much on the final stint there.
Well, you brought it home in third, and it was almost a rough start. Talk to us a little bit about the contact between you and Kevin.
Yeah, it's just close racing. When I was coming out of the turn, I noticed he was taking a little bit different racing line than I was, and so I adjusted for it, but I just didn't adjust enough, and it must have been just a few pixels. I clipped them.
Well, man, it all seemed to work out. Kevin brought it back home to fourth place here, and you bring it home in third, so nice job, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give? Yeah,
just thank you for broadcasting the charity event. Everything's, and it was a good race. Congratulations there and for winning.
All right, that is your third place finisher.
Or Troy, my bad.
Brian McCann finishing third, man. Nice job out there.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your podium finishing drivers here tonight. But now I do want to take a moment and I want to pull up none other than Tyler Hilton, who helped spearhead this here tonight. And Tyler, the race is in the books. The Care4Kids 200 done and over with, but it's been a great night of racing. But I still wanted to get a chance to talk to you and get your thoughts and feelings and all that mushy stuff.
Oh man, what a race. So definitely had the broadcast on while I was kind of there in the tower looking over everything, and I could not be prouder. I mean, of each and every one of these drivers that came out tonight, our sponsors, everything for these two causes. That's a pretty awesome feat tonight, for something that started basically 2 weeks ago. So couldn't be prouder, man.
Well, Tyler, first of all, I want to thank you for bringing me on board to do this. I had enjoyed calling this race here tonight, and the Care4Kids 200 was an absolute blast to be a part of. So thank you very much for allowing me to be here. But race is done and over with, man. Before we sign this out, I wanted to, get your thoughts and see what we can do going forward.
Oh, heck yeah. Like I say, this was a kickoff event as a restart for the American Motorsports Association. We've rebranded, we've reorganized. We're coming back strong next year with 3 series. That's going to be announced a little bit later on our Facebook page. But definitely we want to make charity events a big part of that. So this opportunity tonight, having the Care4Kids 200 with Elle's Place and Zoey's Place on board, it seemed like a perfect fit for the league and for just all these drivers and everything to come together and put on a great event for charity. That's what it came down to tonight. It's not about the league. It's not about any of that. It's just coming together, a group of guys from multiple different series and putting on a heck of a show, having some fun and raising some money for those kids. So we definitely want to do this again in the future. This is going to be an annual event. We've got a couple other that I know are in the works. We got one that's going to be coming up with Victory Junction. But yeah, everybody that came on board, Sim Speed Shop, Spartan Transportation, Three Little Monkeys Apparel, Elite Performance Industries, Pro Simtech, the Pit Stall, and obviously you up here in broadcast booth with Turn 3. KR, you're the best, man. So we love you, especially from back in the day. And hey, we raised over $1,000, man, in 2 weeks for these 2 charities. It's gonna be split 500, and yeah, it's just really, really amazing stuff.
All right, Tyler. Well, thank you very much for taking a moment to talk to us, and man, thank you for letting me be a part of it once again. I appreciate it.
Always, man. You're the best, dude.
That is Tyler Hilton. He was our race control here tonight, so we didn't get a lot of talking to him, but he did help spearhead this here tonight. So still wanted to give him a chance to say his piece and thanks and all that. So let's look at our results. Troy Radford winning this race here tonight. Aaron Smith bringing it home in second. Brian McCann third. Kevin McCann fourth. Brandon Mefford rounding out your top 5. Sixth place going to go to Chris Mefford. Jason Garrett in 7th. Luke Gray going to finish in 8th. 9th goes to Neil Quick. 10th will be Jesse King. Jarrett Widener in 11th. 12th goes to Chris Wally. Doug Wysocki 13th. 14th, Tim Schofield. Tim Lee 15th. 16th goes to Cade Green. Eric Blount going to finish 17th. 18th goes to Ellie Musgrave. Ray Radford finishing 19th. 20th, James Schultz. 21st, Ryan Wilson. Greg Wellen 22nd. Jeffrey Clifton 23rd. Steve Singer 24th. 25th will be Brian Reich. So thank you very much for joining me here, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you will take a moment to check out the sponsors who helped made this possible. If you haven't done so yet, please give this broadcast a thumbs up. Let the people know that you enjoyed the show, enjoyed the good cause being put forward. And if you would like to, there is a link provided down below to donate to these 2 charity events or charity associations here that we put this race on for. Just leave a note to Brandon Mefford saying Care4Kids. So until I get to see you all next time, again, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to Tyler Hilton, Doug Wysocki, and Brandon Mefford for hitting me up to be a part of it. Thank you so much to the fans, you guys in YouTube chat. You kept it lively, so thank you for helping me out, keeping me awake here tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and until I see y'all next time, y'all stay safe and have a good night.